guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and here on the channel we like to make good habits in trading. So if you like trading cryptocurrencies, be sure to click that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment on what you're thinking about where the market is headed, and which altcoins you are most interested in if we do start heading back up again. Today we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin dominance charts, and I have a few quick news articles for you guys of the day, and then I will give you the altcoin that I am keeping a close eye on for if we do get some confirmation that the market as a whole and Bitcoin will be starting to go back up in the short term. So with that, let's jump right into the Bitcoin chart here. This is the daily chart, which is what I like to start out with, just to kind of take a step back, and look at the market without going so close that you can't really see the big picture. Looking at this, it's not the greatest. It does kind of look like a big head and shoulders pattern, but you do have to remember that these patterns don't always play out, and there are so many bullish indicators and bullish fundamentals in the crypto space as a whole and in Bitcoin as a whole. Plus, there's also the fact that every cycle, once Bitcoin surpasses its previous all-time high from the previous cycle, which in 2017 was 20,000, Bitcoin has never gone below its previous cycle's top in the next cycle. So keeping that in mind, if this pattern was to play out, basically it brings us close to $0. Okay, that makes absolutely no sense to me. In my opinion, not financial advice, I don't think there's any possibility of us going lower than 20,000. I think it is very, very unlikely we dip below 24,000. And I think there is a very, very good chance that we've actually hit the bottom already. If you follow the channel, I have been saying that, since we first capitulated here and dipped down to about 29,000, I said I thought we would range here for a few months between 30 and 40,000, which is exactly what has happened so far. Then I said, I think there will be one last dip down to $28,000 or $27,000. I've been saying this almost every day on my channel. Yesterday, we did get a dip down to about 28.5. And I also said, once we had that dip, it would be bought up back above 30,000 within 1 to 4 hours. And I believe within 2 hours, if not less than that, we were back up above 30,000. And today we hit 35,000 and kind of got rejected at 35,000. But my point is, the smart money is using the fear and the FUD, the China news that is actually bullish for Bitcoin long term. They're using it as, panic fear to get you guys to sell to the smart money. Don't fall for it. This Bitcoin is a once in a lifetime opportunity here. It's going to end up changing the world. It's going to change the world's financial markets. It's going to bank the unbanked. And if you don't understand what that means, there are billions of people in the world that don't have access to a bank account, that can't partake in their nation's economy or the global economy because they don't have the proper ID, they don't have the transportation, they don't have the means, or the banks just don't want them as customers. So Bitcoin gives freedom to people to be a part of the global economy, and all you need is, a smartphone, which may sound like a lot, but in this day and age, it is not very hard or expensive to get a cheap smartphone that will do this. So yeah, it is going to give people that don't have the chance to be a part of the global economy. It's going to bank them, and there's no middleman. There's no one conning you into you know taking your money so they can make interest on it while it sits in a bank account. You have full control. And I go on this rant because people saying like Bitcoin's dead, crypto's dead. Every day there's new articles explaining how cryptocurrencies are just being ingrained into society. It is a great new technology, and it's not going anywhere. It's going to keep spreading like wildfire. And with that being said, could we go lower? There is a chance that we have one more fake out type move, because each one of these moves is continuing to liquidate retail investors because they listen to YouTubers and influencers on social media telling them to leverage trade, which is not necessary in this market. We have coins going up 15 to 50% almost every day. You don't need to be multiplying those percentages. It's liquid enough, it's volatile enough. Get educated, make the right moves, and you don't need to worry about being liquidated. If it dips, if you invest and that investment, for instance, with Bitcoin, if you invested near the top here and you've lost 40-50% of what you invested, all you have to do is hold. You have to be patient. People telling you to buy up here, they weren't looking out for your best interests. And now that not you hear buy the dip, not all dips are equal, okay? And there are certain times that it's better to be buying Bitcoin, like this range, I believe, is one of those dips that is a good place to be buying Bitcoin. But my point is, if you bought and you hold, even if you lost those gains, not financial advice, but I honestly believe in the long run you will be back in profit. And that might only be a few months, so I think it's well worth it. Now my point is, if you were leveraged, even if you were only 3x leverage, which is very uncommon, most people are 5, 10, 20, 50% leveraged. It's craziness, and all of those people got liquidated on this dip. That means they can't just hold out and wait for their money to be in the profit again. It means they lost everything because they were gambling with more money than they had. So my point is, if you are new to this space, don't listen to all the people telling you, go try Bybit and leverage your money to so you can make more money, because chances are you will lose more money. And just in yesterday's price action, um, many traders were liquidated. We'll look at an article about that. Sorry about my rant, but my point is crypto is going mainstream. Invest in the right at the right times, which I believe are now is one of those times. Um, Anywhere below 35,000, I think is a good uh, area to be accumulating Bitcoin. In the long run, I think that will do multiples, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I've seen from the markets, and um, what I've seen, you know, when I've seen people being successful doing it. So, but let's just look in here. You know, if that was the big dip that I was talking about, the fake out dip that I really thought was going to happen, and now it's played out, um, then we will start stepping up and getting past uh, these resistance lines. So the next big one is 35K. We have to. It would be great to close the week above 34K. But then 35K is another big resistance now. And then if we get past 35K, you're looking at 38.5 is another resistance there. So let's zoom in on the hourly, see what we have going here. So this was the dip yesterday, and you can see we got right back up within an hour. 1 to 2 hours we were back above 30,000, and just 8 hours later we were touching 34,000. So that this is normally the sign, this type of action is normally the sign of some sort of reversal. Now, what I'm looking for here, we did get rejected pretty hard just a few hours ago at 35,000. So what I think may happen here is we do have this trend line, this downtrend line that's been in play since June 15th, and this is the 4 hour trend that brought us all the way down until we broke the bottom of it and dropped even further. So now we have gotten above that, which is a very good sign, and now in this last hour we've touched it and got a bounce off of it. So this is on the hourly. So this looks good. If we can continue, upward here, that would be good. We've made higher high, higher low, higher high. And now, if we lose this trend line, it's possible this is the higher low, and now we have to go break 35K. If not, which I think is probably the more, let's go to the 4 hour here. I think this is probably the more likely scenario, is that, now we've made a higher high on the 4 hour. I think we probably break this trend line and come down and make a higher low closer to in between like 32, 32.5. I think that's the more likely scenario, even if we came down here, but that would, that would confirm, if we do get a nice bounce and make a higher low, that's what traders want to see as far as a reversal pattern here. So we've started reversing the 1 hour, but now we need to zoom out, and now we're looking at the 4 hour, and we're looking for a higher low here. And we just need we need a little more time, roughly today to see, what happens here. If we close above this trend line, if we close the daily above that, that's I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bounce after if we close above there. But we'll see what happens. If it does break, then we still have a lot of room to make a higher low. So that's what we want to see here. Let's see. And let's take a quick look at Ethereum. And Ethereum does not look as strong here as Bitcoin. It looks similar, but as you can see, we did not break past that the downward trend line that Ethereum's been in. So it doesn't look as strong to me. And we do have some strong resistance right where we topped out around $2,045. And if we look back, you can see this acted as support back here in April, again early April, and it acted as some resistance back in February. So you can see that's where we topped out in February when Ethereum first broke 2,000. So that's where we topped out there. That's why it's really significant, this level here. I remember when we broke 2,000, we got up to $2,045, and then the party was over. We kind of dumped really hard after that. So that's why that's going to act as a pretty important level here. Let me just get back to the chart. Here we go. But yeah, if Bitcoin keeps moving up, I think Ethereum will end up breaking these levels. But right now it does not look nearly as strong as Bitcoin. So just something to be aware of. And the alts, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance here. And yeah, so we did keep climbing, like I said, and this is important. If I know the alts had a really good day since like 8 o'clock last night. A lot of them have done really well, but you have to, don't rush back in just because things are going up 10 to 20%. We are still at a pretty decent resistance point for Bitcoin, which is controlling the flow of this market. And then you still have Bitcoin dominance here, which came up and it hit resistance right at the previous top after the first capitulation here for Bitcoin back May 19th. And then a few days later, Bitcoin dominance topped out at around 4850.5. And that's basically where we topped out here. But I mean, just this little dip here is no reason to be jumping right back into altcoins, in my opinion. I think some altcoins will still continue to bleed compared to Bitcoin. It is a good sign that Bitcoin rose up and so did the altcoins. If Bitcoin, came back and hit 35K and the altcoins stayed right where they were, or even moved down, or just moved up a little bit, that's not a great sign, because that means a lot of the alts money just continued to go into Bitcoin, and that kind of helped raise the Bitcoin price. But the whole market as a whole wasn't rising. You want to see the whole market rising together. that doesn't mean Bitcoin won't do better than a lot of the altcoins as it goes up, but you want to see, you know, some health in the entire market, not just everything in Bitcoin. And that's what we saw. So that's a good thing. But I am sticking with my uh, thought that we will break this resistance and head up to 50%. Um, we have one major trend line right around 50%. And then I think, we're going to possibly hit some important fib levels as well. So let's see here, right around 52.6 and 56.4 are some Fibonacci levels that you should, be paying attention to. So we will keep an eye on things. And yeah, as far as the one alt that I think could do very well, so this is Rune, so Thorchain, which has done extremely well, did extremely well this bull run. We are down. Let's see here. We are down from the top. We got down yesterday 78%. So that is a big discounted price. But we are still in this, falling wedge here. So, I'm going to continue to monitor it. But I've been, trying to educate myself more on trading every day. And one thing I've been learning about a lot is harmonics, which harmonic patterns basically use Fibonacci levels, and they create geometrical shapes which typically indicate a reversal, whether that means, to buy or to sell. And there are indicators that can definitely help you find these. But let me just pull it up here. And if we go on the daily here, let's see. So if we go on the daily, you can see there is an enormous shark pattern here, okay? And that's because it hits certain fib levels and bounces off. So basically creating this, they call it a shark pattern because it kind of looks like a fin here. But it hit perfectly at, the previous bottom. And, this is a very bullish pattern, and it's a big formation. So normally the bigger formation, the bigger moves it will make. So these aren't always perfect, but it's increasing your probability. That's what you want to do with TA. It's not just a 50-50 chance whether it goes up or down. So this pattern typically heads back up from here. So obviously it is going to depend on Bitcoin, a lot of it. So you have to remember with these alts, Bitcoin can ruin any pattern you see. So, but it is an alt I'm looking for, and I really like how this looks. And we are back out, right? We touched, $4.50, which was the, one of the major bottoms before heading all the way up to $21. So I do like this discount. I do like the fundamentals behind Thorchain and Rune. So, it's just one I'm looking at. If I do feel the market is going to keep rebounding here and start heading back up to test, 40K again, Rune might be one I jump in on. So that's the USD chart. We could take a quick look at the Bitcoin chart here, and though it has not come down to these levels, it has come down to the 786 fib level. So another support. So it's at support for the USD and the Bitcoin pairing. And it still had a major move down from the top, 68% on the Bitcoin pairing. So again, it's just something to keep an eye on. I look at a lot of alts. This one looks like one of the better ones, price TA wise to me. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah, let's jump in the news. So we will look at, I wanted to play one video for you guys really quick. This is a U.S. Senator from Wyoming, Cynthia Loomis, and she is invested in Bitcoin, which is great that a U.S. Senator is invested, because that would help, I believe, in the long run. Let's listen to what she had to say.
Wyoming. Senator, welcome to the program. First question, Bitcoin. You are a senator who owns Bitcoin. I think you're the only one who owns Bitcoin, the only one that I know of. How do you feel about Bitcoin's decline today? It's at 29.8.
I'm really excited about it because as soon as it drops a little more, I'm going to buy some more. I'll tell you, Stuart, my favorite stock that I own is a company called United Rentals. And I bought it, and it dropped like a rock. I held on to it, and my gosh, it has performed beautifully over the years for me. And I see Bitcoin doing the same kind of thing because the fundamentals are good.
Do you want any kind of regulation for Bitcoin?
I do. I want to have a level playing field. So digital assets, cryptocurrencies, understand what the rules of the road are. They're very simple rules, easy to understand, and they're not overly restrictive because we want to see increased innovation in this space.
From Wyoming.
So yeah, she's just, having a sitting senator talking about buying the dip and, is great. It's just another indicator to me that this isn't going anywhere. And then you have, her talking about regulation, which is kind of there's a lot of mixed feelings on that. But I do believe some fair regulations is going to help the space grow tremendously. So many investors don't want a part of this until there's some sort of minimal regulation involved. So again, we do want to keep it decentralized. I understand that. I understand there's, it's a fine line with a lot of this stuff, but, we want a Bitcoin ETF. We want more people taking part in this space. And I think that's going to help a lot if we have some, fair regulation that, happens in the U.S. at least. So we will see what happens with that. This is some news for the day. 200,000 crypto traders wrecked as market sees $1 billion in liquidations. And again, this is, 200,000 traders lost all of their investment that they put in because it doesn't matter which way they were going. They thought, Bitcoin's sitting at 31,000 and they thought it was going to go up from there. So they long it. Then half of them think, we're going to dump from here. Let's short it. Yeah, well, it dumps down to 29,000, liquidates the longs, and then it bounces back up to 34,000 and liquidates the shorts that didn't get out at 29,000. So, probably only 10% of the people got out in time, and it just kills both sides of the coin there. It's, again, you don't need to be leverage trading. It's not necessary. And just if you can't control yourself, take $100, go to the casino and fulfill your get your high from that. Don't lose it all doing this. So not to I'm just trying to help you guys. So especially if you're new to this space and don't know much about what you're doing, most of the time it's better just to buy at these good ranges and hold. So you don't need to, and not everyone needs to be trading. Some stack funds thinks that we may have hit the bottom, and we have a big options expiration date coming tomorrow, I believe. I'm sorry, in 2 days. So on Friday, we have the options expiring, and normally that there tends to be some price action, but if we get through the day and nothing, we don't see some big crash or anything like that, a lot of the times right after these options expire, we get a nice price movement to the upside. So we'll see what happens with that, but be careful. It is just something to be aware of for Friday. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see here. Bank of Israel steps up its central bank digital currency efforts with reported tests on Ethereum. So more use of blockchain, the Ethereum network getting used here for Israel to test its own digital currency. More macro bullish news for the whole crypto market here. Like I said, it's not going anywhere. It's going to keep growing, and Ethereum, Bitcoin, I believe, are still great investments to be getting in on. And I think you're very early if you're doing it now. So they're making the shekel into they're testing it on the Ethereum network. That's going to be their central bank digital currency. So at some point, most countries will have their own central bank digital currency. The U.S. continues to talk about it. They're kind of slower to the game, but China already has theirs implemented, and that's why they're backing off of Bitcoin, because it creates competition for them. But yeah, this is the future of money. So get ready for it. And then again, SEC delays decision on Valkyrie Bitcoin ETF. So they keep postponing these decisions on all of these ETF applications. So it's been postponed till August 10th. And, at some point, I believe one of these will get approved, and that will be the kind of liftoff thing we need for this space. And I think the timing will be purposeful by the SEC and the smart money involved in, the financial sector. So, we got to be ready for that too. And with that, you know, you want to be ready for this stuff. Keep following my channel. Keep, you know, checking in every day. I'm trying to make these videos. I know today is pretty long, but I wanted to get a lot of information today, and I wanted to give you guys, you know, everything you need to stay updated on this space and make good habits in trading. So if you like the content, please subscribe, give this video a like, leave a comment, let me know what altcoins you guys are liking and what you think will happen in the short term for Bitcoin in this space. Follow me on Habitual Crypto on Twitter, and I try to put out as much stuff as I can on there, some charts. You can also find a link to my Discord, which gives you access to all of my charts in real time. So go ahead and do that. Join the Discord server, and I will be live streaming at 1:30 p.m. Eastern every Monday through Thursday, and I'll be putting out these YouTube videos Monday through Thursday. So be sure to subscribe, hit that alert button. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and have a great day.